It's not just the stars. The stars aren't just the stars. There's like micro details and blueprints and things that are going on within the stars. Just like how there's things going on within the planet Earth. But if you look at the Earth from the outside, you just look at it as a planet. It's the 15th ray. So the 15th silver and gold ray of galactic service, it starts truly shifting focus to our role as a galactic citizen and our service, not only to planet Earth, but to other star systems. The silver and gold ray is a ray of splendor, truthfulness, discipline, unlimited potential, loving kindness, and courage. The Syrian Archangel League of Light. This league works with this ray, and it consists of beings of light body in such a way that you can, beings of light from Sirius that work on the 6th dimensional frequency ray, and is made up of elder ambassadors from the 12 lighted domains. You have Alcyone, the central sun of this galaxy, which is tied into the Pleiades. The quality of silver gold frequency is being transmitted to our sun and planetary body for the first time. Through the silver ray dissolving into the golden gate, the returning of the spirit to the center of unity. Whew. It's got the sound tones of the universe: Ra, Ta, Ya, Ah, Sa. And boy,
Sirius is the brightest star in the constellation Canis Major, also known as the Great Dog. In Greek mythology, Canis Major is Zeus's dog, guarding him and his cattle. In Roman mythology, Canis Major is Arcus, the guardian of Zeus's cattle.
Death could not hold Seraphiel. From the depths of darkness, he rose again, but not as before. His once pure light was now entwined with shadows. His angelic wings, once white as snow, were now blackened at the edges.
If you guys look at these edges out here, we have gold and silver with the Lemurian blue and the Syrian blue, Blu-ray energy. Hey, grand day, grand rising, everybody. How are you all? Welcome to another episode of Grand Rising with ChristoLight. I'm Marcus ChristoLight, founder of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, and I'm your host. So as you guys could see from this last episode, we were traveling into the 15th ray of divine light. And the 15th ray, which is the silver and gold ray of galactic service, we began to now expand into our galactic awareness and our galactichood of being a galactic citizen. And with that, we got to learn a little bit about the Council of 12, which is a council of 12 different ambassadors that represent 12 different star planets or constellations. And they created this wonderful council to help with provider and balance and the one throughout the universe. Really fascinating. And it's a lot of help for those of us that have free will. So, having free will as a human being, we are subject to negative polarity and positive polarity. And on our ascension journey, we can make choices that keep us bound to the lower dimensions. And the reason why we have these counsels and guides is to help steer us and remind us from higher dimensions of the divine light that we are as we continue to evolve. So along with that, we also talked about Archangel Seraphim, which was a very interesting discovery. Faced the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord consumed the angel, and then the angel was basically brought into a balance of light polarity and dark polarity. And it became a very powerful archangel of being able to show others that not only are we light, but when we come down into these lower dimensions, we get touched by darkness. But as we carry the darkness, doesn't mean we can't continue to shine our light and allow that darkness to be transmuted. So a lot of cool things learning about the gold ray in this last episode, which brings us to our ray of today, which is going to be the 16th ray, which is the white and gold ray of intergalactic service. So we went galactic last week, or yesterday. Last week. Yes. Now we are going intergalactic today. Divine Rising, welcome you. All right, so let's go ahead and get a little preview of what this 16th will about.
Imagine catching a glimpse of the universe's purest light. What would it feel like? The white gold ray isn't just a color, it's a frequency. It's the fusion of wisdom and purity, a channel direct from source energy, designed to spark new beginnings and awaken your highest self. When you tune into this ray, you're not just receiving light, you're aligning with the energy of awakening, clarity, and deep spiritual renewal. Curious how to tap into this divine power? Join us on Grand Rising with ChristoLight, where we dive deep into the mysteries of the white gold ray and explore how it can illuminate your path. Don't miss your chance to elevate your energy and expand your consciousness. Hit subscribe and let's rise together, one ray at a time. At a
Right. Okay. How are we feeling today? Can't even hear the music. There we are. I don't know about you guys, but I feel a little wonky today. I don't feel like out of myself, but I feel like something shifted overnight. That's for sure. Or maybe it's because we're coming out of this 9-9 energy. Nine, that is. I'm not sure what's up with the internet. But the internet has been so shitty since yesterday night. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive in and move into the 16th ray. So we have the 16th ray, the white gold ray of intergalactic service. It increases the focus of cosmic consciousness in the now, downloads information through the light, and enhances self-mastery in the sense of oneness. It is expanded enlightenment as we move our awareness further into the cosmos. We also move further within our heart to connect with higher wisdom and the divine love of Christ consciousness, oneness. This ray is about the spiritual power of love and light found in our heart and the higher dimension frequencies in the cosmos and our reality. So now it talks about Andromeda. Andromeda is the star system that focuses on this ray. Andromeda is the name of a constellation that contains the star system Beta Andromeda, home of the Andromedans. The Andromeda galaxy is known as Messier 31. Andromedans are an angelic-like 12th dimensional race of beings interested in the service to the evolution of the universe. They are loving beings of light, dedicated to bringing new technologies and holistic forms of healing to the whole universe. They also strive to assist other star nations to live in peace and unity. They work closely with advanced vibrations of sound and light. Through their hearts, they uplift all through love. They wish to encourage humanity to draw upon galactic and intergalactic vibrations, the rays of light emanating from galactic levels, overseen by Melchior, the galactic logos. This intention will allow you to acknowledge intergalactic transformation and ascension, which is taking place upon the inner planes. It is important to absorb these energies and activate your dormant creator qualities. Very nice. So that we'll then continue and we'll move over into Ascension Glossary. AscensionGlossary.com talks about the Celestine Fire. So the Celestine Fire merged with white gold fire powder is a potent transmutation force to be used when transmutation of certain force fields, dead energy bodies, infections, clones, or shadow of negative forms is required. For use to override the 7-dimensional violet ray flame reversals encoded in the planet, recoding the 7-dimensional selenite rods in the APIN network, recoding earth crystals, the ultraviolet planetary logos, or any other situation where there is intentional or unintentional violet ray flame transmutation misuse. When guided, Celestine is to be used in any application where transmutation of extremely far-like black and dead energy in any station of use, whether astral plane, shadow creatures, negative forms, alien machinery, Galicic lime, or other miasma waste product. When holographic inserts, voodoo dolls, and hijack of personal energies is being replicated, cloned, or inserted into other bodies for the use of control of another, use of Celestine Fire transmutes the forms into consciousness units that can be reclaimed, reanimated, and regenerated into the larger energy bodies. Acts like a cauterizing agent to etheric wounds or tears or holes in any energy body, personal, collective, or planetary. This seals the hole or wound so it will not rip open again easily until further repairs can be completed. Finally, this is the alchemical agent of fission and fusion, which generate the chain reaction between the energies of synthesized polarity, which begin the process of reanimation through the resurrection template tones of the crystal star. Very nice. The Celestine Fire. So it talks about the Aurora ether merged with white gold fire powder. This is a potent transmutation force that we can use for our auric field. What a cool, nice little tool to find out about the Celestine Fire. Now I feel like the Celestine fire. All right, we're going to read about holographic inserts real quick so you guys can get an understanding of what that is. So, holographic insert. This is an insert and is a false or real memory being programmed upon our consciousness for mind control purposes, or DNA genetic manipulation. Holographic inserts are used to bend time and space, therefore manipulate the timelines. Inserts are implanted into the consciousness layers through the frequency manipulation of the body's energy field or light body. Mental holograms are projected as reality pictures or images that are generated through the creation of a technology holographic insert using artificially encoded symbols of the native language of human beings for the purpose of manipulating the individual or the group by controlling their perception of events or energetic conditions. Alien machinery. For those of us in the indigo and crystal star families, it is important to understand that alien implants and artificial machinery, inorganic technology that is being used in the planetary field to manipulate the collective mind for mind control purposes. The vulnerability is that the collective consciousness viral program that promotes the artificial timelines can influence or interfere with our natural psychology. Brain and nervous system processes, therefore controlling our perceptions. Mental and emotional imbalances are energetic disease patterns that create energetic blocks which lead to physical disease patterns. Alien imprints, which include holographic inserts, reinforce the negative ego and the archon deception behaviors, which contribute to manifesting disease physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Alien machinery and their mind control implants are artificial and can make us sick in a variety of ways if they are not corrected. Then talks about war over timelines, manipulation of timelines. So mental holograms and holographic inserts have been used throughout our historical timelines, including during major historical events, in order to manipulate and eradicate true events in human history. Holographic inserts can be used in many sophisticated ways to alter perception and install programming through the manipulation of the human DNA code by altering how the signal is being used and sent to the brain and neurological system. The human body and energy field is a living light hologram. Thus, through holographic inserts, the entire psychology and consciousness of the individual can be altered. Last thing I'm going to read here is Armageddon software. So, the Armageddon software mind control programs such as war, pestilence, collaticisms, or many other fear programs, which can be interchanged as they are similar to bio-warfare mind control programs used on the earth to suppress and control human consciousness. This is a psycho-spiritual warfare strategy used against humanity by the negative aliens through their false gods and false father satanic religions to use SRA and repeatedly kill and torture humans through religious violence and war. The Armageddon software is the enslavement companion mind control system, which is activated through the crucifixion implants and holographic inserts embedded into the planetary body and human body. So this is kind of showing you a little bit about the type of technologies multidimensionally that these negative beings like to utilize to help control, manipulate, and alter our beings. And you can see these things taking place and happening in our world for a long time, especially like the false timelines and fear. You know, you think of dogmatic religions, you think about the way that they have stirred up wars through different propaganda. You think about the way that they've skewed our history and taught us misaligned history in our books. I mean, there's so much that shows that this stuff is happening, literally. And think about the Armageddon software, where, they're like, oh, it's 2012. 2012 is coming. We're all going to die. Instead of, oh, it's 2012. This is a great celebration of the end of a cycle. And now we are advancing into a new cycle as a human species. That's the difference right there. That's manipulation of timelines. When they know that in nature and astrology, there's a big gateway or a big portal coming up for us on the earth, and instead of us activating and using that portal intentionally in a positive way, these gatekeepers know that it's coming up, but instead of telling us that's a positive activation portal, they try to tell us it's the end of the world or it's a negative portal, and that we need to prepare in fear of our life. And then that alters the timeline that our human species is experiencing as a collective, because now we are projecting the vibrations and the mentalism of a fear timeline, and that we are projecting, and now we are giving ourselves up to forces to control us, things like that. And that's how we then continue into a negative polarity. And that's what's been going on for so long, is this constant manipulation of our perception, especially when it comes to the portals and the activations that we're going through. And understand that when these portals and these opportunities come into our planet, we're to be more conscious, more active, and use positive energy during those times so that we can amplify the gateway of the energies in a positive manner, instead of out of fear whenever these type of portals come into our earth. Welcome in, Heather. Hi, you all. First time hearing about the Celestine. Finally, someone talking about the hologram. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we talk about the real stuff here. We don't stay in the shallow side. We like to touch on everything about the polarities and what is going on this earth, because we need to know what's going on. We need to be aware of manipulation tactics, mind control, and the ways that have kept us suppressed for so long, so we can break those chains. Yeah, this Celestine fire is really cool. And you heard like the Celestine prophecy before, probably. And that's probably in a connection to this white gold energy. All right. So now I also want to read about Andromeda and the Aurora. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Andromeda and the Aurora and what it represents. So the auroras are opalescent white fields of beautiful tapestries of cellophane, the colored plasma. Many of us are noticing them as an adjunct or override to our 12D shield. As they create an additional 4 main pillars around our aura, this is being referred to as the aura pillars, or the additional 4 pillars around our aura. Oh, holy smokes. This is being referred to as the aura pillars or aura body. This aura body protects the gold monad body and aligns the entire organism energy field to the system with the aurora host ascension networks. The aurora network is starting to generate massive fields of orbs that are visible near our aura body personal field. It seems apparent to understand they are now coming to us in orb bodies, as once we have anchored the aurora crystal star pattern. We will learn to build our Merkaba structure to move in between dimensions. This is what a plasma orb body is. From our dimensional vantage point, it looks like an orb. However, it is an actual living entity or elemental. The aurora body seems to be a step taking us to learn how to build our Merkaba pattern and become a traveling orb. This give us our freedom back as it clear the controllers, and they are not able to circumvent this from happening. Awesome. Dang, we're talking about activating our Merkaba body, getting into our plasmic orb, and being able to shift through dimensions. Like, we are getting into some good stuff. So the Aurora platform, the consciousness units of the next universe, the rays of the next universe, that beings that live there in alignment with the crystal star and unity intelligence are called the Aurora. Crystal Star works with the Aurora to build platforms that are safe zones that step over the reversal fields running on the Earth from the frequency fence in the NET. The Borealis forces, a part of the new elemental command, are helping us with the re-encryption process to shift into the new God particles of the trinitized form and or the tritone wave of unity and wholeness, which may appear to us like shapeshifter elements such as the wind synths. So we'll go ahead and talk about the 7 higher heavens in Andromeda, and then we'll continue on into ascended masters and guides that we can connect with for this 16th ray. So the Aurora from the 7 higher heavens in Andromeda answered the guardian host's clarion call and have joined them to protect this particular universal time matrix. If you go back to episode 1, I break down and show you guys what the universal time matrix is and what it looks like that we are in and a part of. So then it says, as a result, we also have omni-universal God sources that are referred to as the Aurora host that are also connected to the primary guardian host. The consciousness units of the next universe, the rays of the next universe, the beings that live there in alignment with crystal star and unity intelligence. Okay, I already read that. They are sometimes referred to as the dragon luminaires or the tritone luminary grid. They exist as 3 complete tri-waves merged as one field with no energetic charge or separation. Aurora answered our call for assistance during the ascension cycle, and they are the beloved guardians that are hosting the universal ascension and hosting our planet for ascension. They defend personal sovereignty through the law of one for all. This is our guardian team for AOA, Hyros Gamos, and this is one of their many ascension hosting projects. We communicate with them through the Aurora portal networks and through Mother Ark's crystal Aegis breastplate. Aurora's many projects also are key in the re-encryption of our DNA by healing the elements in the chemical DNA of our 1D and 2D elemental body. Aurora is best amplified when working in the HG system to heal the personality matrix, which is the 1 through 3 dimensions. For a re-encryption of dead light plasma or dead light harnesses, Aurora upgrades the core frequency of the elemental body and their consciousness units that chemically arrange into our DNA code. The Aurora re-encryption to organic matrix repels and dissolves the inorganic matrix of alien machinery embedded in cellular and tissue levels. The auroras may appear as multicolored orbs or sheets of pastel, milky, formless, liquid light that may shapeshift into forms and may appear similar to the aurora borealis, the interdimensional resonant tone. Wow. How cool. Yeah, so I'm talking about the more we have these aurora frequencies and reencryption codes in our system, then it'll naturally dissolve and remove holographic inserts and as well as negative implants and things of that nature. I'll have to look more into the Celestine prophecy now. I'm doing my breath work while listening, trying to stay consistent. Thank you for always showing up for us. Oh, absolutely. You're welcome. This is definitely my calling, and I'm just grateful to be here and be present and to be able to be a bridge for this multidimensional knowledge of self. And thank you for showing up. It's pretty awesome that you're doing breath work and tuning in and listening. That's what it's all about right there. I want you guys to be able to know that you guys can live your everyday life while listening. You know, put it on your car radio, just play it while you're doing things. You can listen to me in the background. Hydration check for everybody. Drink that clean water. Clean water, clean water. All right. So that'll do it for our education. So now we're going to go ahead and take a moment and as we take this moment, I'd like to go ahead and pull a card for us. And today it's going to be out of the Light Language Oracle. Let's see what we got. Oh, man. I feel like I've been for a while today. I think it's because we're coming out of this 999 gate. Shoo-wee. Okay. Is the Warth Fairy. The Warth Fairy. Number 2. Look how beautiful it is. The light language. The Warth Fairy. Let's see what the Warth Fairy means for us. Ooh, okay. So it represents shadow, grief, and courage. This beautiful Australian fairy has met with darkness and soul grief, yet still has the tenacity and the courage to break through the most challenging of obstacles. She offers you the tool you need to break free from what is keeping you stagnant in a sadness or fear state. When dealing with a loss, be it of a job, relationship, or the death of a loved one, the Warth Fairy reminds us that even the fire and destruction, we will rise again, shooting upwards from the roots, only to blossom short of the struggle. This card symbolizes either the beginning of a dark soul journey or asks you to break free from the chains holding you captive. This fairy reminds you that there is nothing to be ashamed of. Your feelings are valid. Take your time in the grieving process as this is a form of self-care. This is a time to slow down and take care of yourself. This will ensure your roots stay strong, and you will grow again into a beautiful and vibrant flower. Ah, the Warth Fairy. I feel so much warmth and security. This is a good time to slow down and take care of yourself so you can ensure that your roots are strong and that you will grow again into a beautiful and vibrant flower. I love that. I love how it says that too, you know. It's important to honor the stages that we're in. It's really important that, you know, if we are like in a transformation process or transition process, that during self to rebalance ourselves, to ground ourselves, to clear out anything that could be keeping us from feeling good, or to, you know, give ourselves upliftment and nurturing to help accelerate our seed and our being as we go through our transformation. So then when we go into the next phase of our life and we have more things come into our life, then we're in a more healed, more clear, and more balanced state with the blessings and the interactions that come into our life. Instead of carrying our wounds, carrying our pain, carrying our suffering, carrying the victimhood mentality, carrying these different things from our past and bringing that into our future, dragging it like a shadow. It's good that we slow down, take that time in between relationships to heal ourselves, take that time in between projects to heal ourselves, take our time between festivals and retreats to heal ourselves. It's really important to have balance, and it's going to be different for each of us on what that balance looks like. And that's why I say, know thyself. Know what feels best for you. Know what you need in times of recharge. Know when it's time to recharge. Know when it's time to follow your impulse and to take action. And again, that's going to be completely up to you and what that looks like for you, as we are all unique beings. So that's the Warth Fairy, reminding ourselves of self-care and love, and to honor ourselves during our transitions, to make sure that we are in a good state, that we are healed and balanced before getting into our next phases of our transitions. Super key, because we don't want to attract more shadow relationships or karmic relationships. You know, we don't want to keep on attracting a victimhood mentality or codependency or narcissism. We don't want to, you know, try to continue forward and then we're afraid to be seen. We don't feel clear enough to express ourselves and to co-create when it comes time to do that and have the opportunities to. So that's where the importance of that balance comes in. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to drop them in the comments. We're always open here. Of course, it's a fairy. Yep, that's right. Or if you guys even have comments, if you guys have a self-care technique, feel free to drop that in the comments. Let everybody see what your self-care technique is. But that does it for our collective oracle today, out of the light language oracle. And again, that is the Warth Fairy. And for any of you guys that are tuned in, I am hosting a retreat coming up in 2 days on Friday. And it's a weekend retreat in the middle of the state forest by Hawking Hills in Ohio. And there are tickets available still. $55 only for the whole weekend. Camping, vegetarian meals, workshops, the lake. It'll be 80 degrees, so we'll be getting in the water and recharging with nature. I'm also going to be doing Kuan Yin, Sacred Ceremony, Self-Care and Tea Station as well. That'd be a cool workshop. Angels, man, looking forward to it, brother. We're at. If you could explain a little bit more, Angels, man, on YouTube. Be a little bit more descriptive of what you're saying. I'll answer any question you have to the best of my ability. If it's about like the retreat or anything like that. I also do one-on-one healing services. I do them online or in person here in Ohio. I offer Reiki, life guidance, shadow work, inner child healing, subconscious reprogramming, so much more stuff. The meeting or retreat. The retreat is going to be in Ohio, and it's called Lake Hope. It's about 25 minutes from Hocking Hills in Ohio. But if you guys have questions about these retreats, you guys can just email me. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my email for you guys on the screen. There you go. So that's my email right there. So that's my email. You guys can email me anytime if you have questions about my services or retreats, because these are beautiful, beautiful, sacred and intentional spaces that you really just don't find around here, especially the way I intentionally build them. And there's a lot of principles and ethics while also balancing fun and enlightenment as well. So Heather said, sounds amazing. Would love to meet y'all. You and Rhonda, y'all are definitely right up my alley. I live in Savannah, Georgia, but I have a feeling I'll be getting a camper van soon. So I'd absolutely love to bring the kids and ride out for one of y'all's retreats. Awesome. That'd be cool, man. You get that van life going. Savannah, Georgia is a beautiful place as well. I'm always open to traveling too. So if you have like some Georgia community and you know some good spaces to host retreats or events, I'm all about creating my blueprints and moving them to different areas of the country and the world. So if you're ever open and you want some ChristoLight retreats or anything like that, let me know. And I'll definitely bring the blueprints. Okay, Angels man. I'll try my best to get to the next one. I live in Mississippi. I'll email you. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Mississippi. Wow, this is what I love about this life, man. You're of service to the all. You start to make connections all over the world. And so beautiful. It just pours through my heart. Like I've been getting calls from Missouri, Mississippi now, and all sorts of different places asking about these retreats. Like, man, that is everything right there. And again, there's my email for you guys. You guys can email me anytime. And we can talk about one-on-one healing as well as retreats and things of that nature. Angels, man, I really appreciate you popping in today. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I have live streams daily from replayed content. I also post a network schedule for the live streams each week. And then I go live Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 9 a.m. as you see. Then I also go live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. So today I'll be live again at 8 p.m. with Sandy Marshall out of California for the Raw Material Law of One podcast. I also produce other people's content, and I'm self-taught as well. No tutorials or nothing. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and actually show you guys a little preview here of the retreat coming up in October. We have a Peruvian shaman coming out. We have holistic healing workshops, indigenous chef cooking our food, as well as live music and beautiful camping community. So check this out real quick, and then we'll continue and talk about some guides and ascended masters for this 16th ray of white gold intergalactic service.
Experience the transformative power of ancient healing traditions. Welcome to a unique retreat where generations come together to heal and grow. From October 17th to 19th, just outside Cincinnati, dive into a rare generational healing retreat with camping hosted by ChristoLight of Sacred Light. This retreat is part of the Ancient Medicine Retreat series, featuring the honorable sacred guest, Peruvian shaman Don Eduardo with his wife, and his incredible team that includes Kevin Standing Elk, Jonathan Hernandez, Ashley Ballard, and Chris Rust. Join us for sacred ceremonies, flow shops, and one-on-one healing sessions led by skilled sacred space holders like Violet Lyrafe, Donnie Yvette, Mandy Schmidt, Jean Wilkerson, Cecily Simpson, and Angelic Ray. Feel the energy shift as you immerse yourself in holistic well-being. Bask in the healing power of live music from artists like Amber Echo, Shay Brown, Evan Sturgeon of Sturgeon Friends, Emerald Alliance, Aura de Prophet, and Illuminati Congo. And let's not forget the fire and flow arts that will light up our nights. Nourish your soul with delicious plant-based meals prepared by sacred indigenous chef, Grandma Katie Singing Eagle. Explore the vibrant energy of crystal gemstones with Allie Pratt from Organics Essence Gems and Gifts. This retreat is family-friendly with no alcohol or substances outside of 420. With a dedicated kiddo area and activities led by Shay Brown, everyone in the family can benefit from this healing experience. Thanks to our partnership with AJ Lardy of Operation Oscar Mike Inc., this retreat promises a supportive community atmosphere, especially for military vets looking for healing. Spaces are limited. Contact ChristoLight at 513-238-5580 for pricing and scheduling if needed. Visit the site on the flyer or the Jotform link in the description to register. Don't miss out on this transformative journey. One love.
Resurrected from the night, had to pay that price to achieve new heights. Fight with all my might to enlighten my sight. We coasting with potion, high five to the ground, bitch. We chosen. CLE got the flow like the ocean, can escape when your brain is eroding. We got that light. Chakras hella bright. Check my triple sight. Yeah, you know we consciously. We got that light. Chakras hella bright.
Whew. We got that light. Chakras hella bright. Ooh, we got something in my eye. Oh, I got something so bright in my eye. Oh, man. There we go. Did you tell us what book you were reading from? I'm not reading from a book. The sites that I've been reading from for this episode, I have down below in the description. So you can go check out the links in the description. And then the video, what video are you wanting me to send you? The retreat promo? Because you can just go to the Facebook event page and all the information for the retreat is there. You just go on my Facebook, or you can just type in on Facebook the All Nations Shamanic Healing Retreat, and you'll find it. And if you could swing the October retreat, that would be amazing. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind space that will not be happening again. It's just a rare opportunity to be able to do this the way that we're doing it, especially with Peruvian medicine as well. So, like, if it's really something calling out to you, I would just mentally prepare yourself and tell the universe, hey, I'm setting the intention to go. If I need to start saving up money or doing payments or things like that, then yeah, let me know. You can reach out to me, Heather, and we can figure out a way to, structure a payment plan or whatever it is to help you be able to attend. If people are truly interested, I become flexible and I see how we can make it work. It is kiddo friendly as well, so no worries on that side. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into some of our guides and ascended masters that we can connect with when it comes to this 16th ray of white gold intergalactic service.
Hi, this is Debbie Solaris, and I get asked a lot about the Andromedans, so I just want to share some information about the Andromedan civilization and its galactic history. After the Lyran Draconian Wars, quite a few of the Lyran humans who escaped the wars wandered in our galaxy for quite a while as they were hunted and pursued by the Draconian beings who destroyed their planets. They were living in hollowed out asteroids and moons. They were basically living on crafts and having to move constantly all the time, looking for a place that was safe. Several of these Lyran starships sought refuge in outlier constellations, such as Cygnus and Cassiopeia, that were created to be way stations for weary Lyran refugees to rest and replenish provisions. While these refugees were hiding out in Cassiopeia, there were cat beings in the Cassiopeian system that assisted them and recommended that they make their new home and settlements in the Andromeda constellation. It is thought that the beings from the Cassiopeian system interacted with them approximately 2.5 million years ago. The Cassiopeian cat people recommended Andromeda because they knew that the Lyran refugees were weary of traveling and hiding, and Andromeda was relatively close to their star system. The Lyran refugees ended up settling in 2 solar systems in the Andromeda constellation. We know them as Star 42 and Star 44. Star 42 is Zenithé, which is now their star system. Star 44 is Tishtay. Star 42 has 27 planets around the binary stars. Star 44 has 9 planets, but all of the planets are equal to or greater than the size of Jupiter. The planets in these star systems were terraformed to accommodate the new Lyran inhabitants. Throughout several generations, the new Andromedan humanoid races evolved physically to adapt to their environmental conditions of their new planets, which were very different from those in Lyra. Due to the lack of gravity, their body types became much more elongated and their skin turned from white to blue. Unlike the Syrians, who have developed blue skin due to the genetic mixing of Lyran and Vegan refugees, the Andromedan people developed their blue skin due to the very different environments of the Andromedan planets, which caused a pigmentation change caused by the ingestion of copper-based minerals. It was in the food and everything they ate, and their double sun had an effect on this too. The vibration and frequency on Andromeda was also very different from that of Lyra, so there was additional color spectrums that affected the humanoids that lived there. The Andromedans are predominantly human races from the star system Zenithé. In the Andromeda constellation, there are at least 28 different races of beings. Some are humanoid and some are not. The life forms in Andromeda include humanoids, plants, animals, insects, and also etheric and plasmic conscious life forms. There are also 7 to 9 foot tall winged humanoids existing in the higher dimensions. These may have their origins with the avian races. The Andromedans are approximately 45,000 years ahead of us technologically and are a very spiritually advanced race. The Andromedan humanoids have light blue skin and are a telepathic race. They usually wear the traditional multicolored Galactic Federation jumpsuits.
How cool is that? Debbie Solaris. Wonderful, wonderful intergalactic guide on this planet. And she is someone to definitely study, listen to, watch videos and podcasts from. Debbie Solaris is like an OG, part of that older wave that really started anchoring in these galactic codes into our planet. She's a great channeler. She does a lot of Akashic travels and all that good stuff. So she's awesome. She's definitely someone to check out. She does a lot of channelings and helps educate about our galactic awareness. So that's pretty cool to find out about the Andromedans and their relation. And, we see stuff like video games and shows and movies talking about Andromeda. And we really kind of don't get that full picture of what it is. But now today, we've been able to really dive in and go into the depths of why Andromeda is mentioned in our human life and what kind of relationship it has to us. And wow, how fascinating. For real. So with that, we're going to go ahead and continue. And we're going to talk about more specifically a ascended master. And this is a being that carries this 16th ray of light and helps us with intergalactic service.
We are working with the great master, Lord Melchizedek, who's a beautiful royal blue, violet, white and gold in color, and he's the grandfather initiator of mastery. From the God source, Lord Melchizedek's multidimensional self, embodied on earth through psychic spiritual activations to illuminate the path of unification. He lived upon the earth in Lemuria and Atlantis, as well as being on earth during Jesus' time. And in Atlantis, when the darkness invaded, many Atlanteans were called to the great temple of Poseidon. And Lord Melchizedek performed the great light teachings to initiates to hold their light for the gloriousness of God's love. Many beings have been reincarnated that hold the keys of the order of Melchizedek and the ancient geometry that was embodied into the cells of those to enlighten with these teachings. He came to the principle of universal law, light, for humanity, to the oneness of all creation. Through his lives, the mission was to teach the awareness to manifest through universal love and to receive and give through the source teachings. You can call upon Melchizedek however you like to call on him, but here is one invocation you might like to use, which is so beautiful. Beloved Master Melchizedek, please help me to raise my frequency so that I can experience the joy and blessings in my life and follow my divine path. Please help me to purify my energy now. I surrender any fears or thoughts that have been holding me back in exchange for gratitude and inspiration for this wonderful life. Melchizedek is a first ray ascended master. The ray is blue, red and silver, ray of God's will and power. And Master Melchizedek has taken it upon himself to be a teacher for all who were previously initiated into the Melchizedek order, and his service to the order keeps him close to this dimension. As Mother Mary embodies the mother energy, Melchizedek embodies the complementary father energy. He helps to smooth off the harsh edges that comes with those still in body, and he focuses them away from the lower self, the ego, the free will, towards the higher aspirations of God's will and our higher self. Some powerful crystals associated with Melchizedek, and the first one is the Andara crystal. And it's also known as one of the master crystals with healing vibrations that are from another world. and they are thought by some to be the highest vibrational crystals because they contain prima mater, which combines 70 minerals. My goodness. In general, they support us to move vibrations to access universal knowledge and connect with beings from higher realms, to detoxify negativity and balance and cleanse the chakras. And it assists our ability for energy channeling, powerful heal, and accelerating spiritual development, awareness, manifesting abilities. In addition, each unique Indira embodies specific properties that focus their energy and our work with them. So they're like a translucent, luminous, glass-like crystal of beautiful transparent colors and share an energy simply not experienced from any other material. So that's one crystal associated with him. Selenite is also absolutely awesome, promotes peace and calm, provides clarity, clears blocked energy, elevates the spirit, and helps you access your intuition. It's also an effective space cleanser, vibrates at a very high frequency and promotes connection and comradeship. So that's another gorgeous crystal which I love as well, and you can just feel the beautiful essence of it. It's so peaceful. Another beauty would be your clear quartz, which absorbs, stores and releases and regulates energy. It actually draws off negative energy of all kinds and neutralizing background radiation. That's a good one. Including electromagnetic smog or petrochemical emanations. You know, I've always liked the orgonite as well, and I know that's wonderful. I love orgonite too. But anyway, I'm back with this. The clear quartz balances and revitalizes the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual planes. So those are some lovely crystals we can use. Essential oils associated with Melchizedek is your sandalwood, myrrh, and frankincense, which we've already spoken about. But seeing we're working with the sacral, one of the awesome ones is lang-a-lang. This is a unique oil that exudes romance and relaxation, and its calming properties help to allay feelings of negativity, fear, anxiety, and dismay. And it's perfect for promoting happiness and joy. And sweet orange is another delight, and this boosts optimism, natural charm, and self-confidence, restores aura after serious illness or emotional stress. And sweet orange essential oil is recommended in need of spiritual warmth. In magic, orange is particularly related to the ability to attract love. Then we've got the beautiful tangerine, and it's soothing and relaxing, and it helps to relieve stress and tension. And it's also said to be almost hypnotic in its calming benefits and bringing a sense of peace and tranquility. Its sweet aroma promotes happiness and a feeling of contentment. Today our spirit animal is the tiger, which represents spiritual power. And they're found across the entire span of Asia. The tiger inspires us with a range of thoughts and feelings from awe to terror. And tiger is the central figure of myths, legends, and stories in the Vedic cultures, Buddhism, and many indigenous tales. A truly divine presence in the jungles, swamps, mountains, grasslands, and snowy forests. Perhaps it is the awesome presence or simply the mastery of her domain which opens our hearts to her, or is it the striking patterns on her fur? Each color represents a particular quality inherent in tiger. Black is her connection to the void of remaining silent and still while she stalks her prey. A reminder to us when we ourselves are in a tangled jungle, we need to adopt the stillness to move effortlessly. And white is the purity of intent, of her unswerving commitments and focus. A medicine needed when we lose our way or are blocked in the swamps. So orange is the expression of inner fire, knowing when to act, when to leap, and make the decisive movement. Love it. Let's close our eyes and let's affirm, I honor the sacred body in which I reside. The sweetness of life flows to me and through me, and I radiate its joy. I embrace pleasure in my life. I attract people who treat me with respect. I respect my feelings and what they teach me.
I was starting to get into that one. Wow. So how do you guys like these educations? That is about Lord Melchizedek. I'm going to read a little bit more for you guys about Melchizedek. So Melchizedek is the Universal's Logos. He is the Grand Master of the 72 Orders of Melchizedek, which include all who serve the Creator through divine guidance. He is of the Trinity Lords of Light that guards the Ascension Gateway, Archangel Michael, Metatron, and Melchizedek. His golden white grace guides the alchemy and evolution of your multidimensional consciousness reality here on Earth. His light aids manifestation, the quest for freedom, clearing of lower emotions that block you, aids harmony between your masculine and feminine aspects, and in raising consciousness to unity consciousness. He helps bring into our consciousness and subconscious understanding information concerning spiritual principles and how to work with light, such as teaching us to understand and use the language of light and to understand and develop our energetic light bodies. We will need these skills to aid us in our personal ascension, as well as to support our Earth and our fellow humans through this transition period. He helps us raise our vibration in order to unite ourselves within and with Source. The Melchizedek frequency is not found at a specific etheric retreat, but surrounds us all times. It may be accessed wherever we choose. Similar to the Galactic Council 12 in the 15th Silver and Gold Ray, the Intergalactic Council 12, much like Earth's United Nations, is comprised of high light beings that decide everything that happens to the universe. Guiding evolution, the Intergalactic Council 12 works with this white and gold ray. Then it talks about Archangel Sophia, which is the divine mother of all creation, and she's also in the central sun in the heart of the universe. And it talks about her essence being birthed through Isis, Bastet, Cleopatra, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, and Teresa. Then it talks about Metatron, Metatron being the masculine aspect of love and movement and expansion. He is a warrior of light who shatters illusions and breaks blocks so it can reach our higher potential. And he is also the archangel of the divine plan who helps us empower by accessing our spiritual power and higher potential. So he works with sacred geometry and the soul star chakra and manifesting our life timelines. Whew. Good stuff. It's a beautiful episode. The most I've ever learned about Melchizedek. Yeah, that's one thing about these spaces is we go deep. We don't just talk about the name. We don't just talk about the label. We talk about what makes up this name, or what does this represent? How does this relate to our universal connection? And how do we get to use it consciously and interact with it? And that's what you're going to find in these spaces that I cultivate, whether it's at a retreat, one-on-one service or an online podcast, we go deep and we like to give the tangible knowledge to help understand the whole full spectrum of things. So that's not, voodoo or some spiritual lingo, so to say. It's very understandable and relatable and connects pieces of what we already know. So with that being said, that kind of does it for today's episode, actually. So we're going to go ahead and close out. Does anybody have any questions? Is there anything that anybody would like to add before we close out? Feel free. And we can go over it for a moment. And if not, let's go ahead and do a closing close out. All right, we're going to get into our closing practice then. All right, so for our closing practice today, I'm just going to guide us with the breath. And with the breath, I'm going to guide us through clearing our mind, body, and emotions. And we're going to call in and work with this white and gold ray of intergalactic service. And as we go into this practice, you may consciously connect with the Andromedans, Lord Melchizedek, Metatron, or Sophia, whatever you feel called to in this moment. You may allow yourself to connect with them in this ray of intergalactic service. You may also use any of the crystals that were mentioned, quartz, selenite. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable. You can sit, lay down. Or if you're in motion, that's okay too. Just allow yourself to be open-minded and receive the energy. Focusing on our breath. We're breathing in through our nose. Exhaling out of our mouth. As we breathe, we're breathing in through our nose. We're drawing the breath through our body. And then exhaling out of our mouth. Taking our time with the breath. Relaxing our shoulders down to the side. Relaxing our toes and our fingers, as well as our jaw. Continuing with the breath, breathing in. White and gold rays of light. Feeling these rays infuse as they travel with the breath through the body, opening and regenerating and balancing the being. Surrendering to anything that arises, observing and letting go, trusting in the alchemy, trusting in the white and gold ray as we continue to breathe. Calling in the codes of Andromeda as they help us anchor our crystal star. Breathing through our body as we anchor and ground crystal star codes, dropping it down through our root chakra, branching out like roots of a tree down into the earth grid, grounding through our feet. Uneyashaniya no Pukana, Neya Sune Nekena, Ushimiana Kunate, Nayasini na Kunataya Nete, Uyashina na Pukuana, Ianakia na Tu, Nayasunakia na Iamana Tulata. Staying with the breath, continuing to breathe. We now activate the Celestine fire down from above. The Celestine fire projects downwards from the heavens in its white and gold liquid plasmic energy, and it begins to dump onto our being like a paint bucket. It begins to fill, seal, and cloak our energy field in this beautiful Celestine fire. Hearing the crackling and the warmth, the purity of the divine flowing through ourselves and through our being, dissolving any disease, regenerating and uplifting. Doing one final sweep through with our selenite. And with that, we give our gratitude, we give our thanks, we allow ourselves to feel the overflow. May we continue to be present in this day. May we continue to embrace love. May we continue to let go of what is distorting and bringing us down with our free will. I love you guys, and may we all be blessed. Reach out with questions. Check out the description for any reference links, as well as my link page to book one-on-one services, retreat signups, and much more. You guys can also visit the link page to check out the international community that I host and look at the catalog of different websites and practitioners that you guys can book with. Wholeness and balanced love. Our founder claims, this right here is an embodied form of the violet ray spectrum. Tap in and tune in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grand Rising with ChristoLight, your sacred space for discovering the Ascended Masters in crystal healing. Ashe.